Alrighty, okay. Ooh, practice field, so it's a small ass map. Charity and amplify, so we're gonna get given a lot of bullets, I guess, for lack of a better word. And Poyo's in the game. So this board really benefits Poyo. First of all, let's go over the characters. We got Syura, Aru, Poyo, and Lone Rider. I guess Lone Rider technically also benefits from this board, but not nearly as much. Poyo, in my opinion, very strong character, and on the smaller the board, the more she benefits. Because she does get that plus movement. Weren't we just here? No, I don't think we've been on practice field today. She gets that plus movement from her passive. That pays dividends on a smaller board. Like, it's already good for aggro characters on smaller boards because you have more likelihood of running into other players. And then you put, you know, a plus movement effect into the mix, and all of a sudden they're a fucking monster. We do have Syura, of course. Syura's living life did get her first win pretty early on. If she can get a second one from a kill, we'll rush that level 3 I was talking about previously. The last commentary. Always want to rush level 3. Get an early level 3 by getting 2 wins if you can. It's a good strat. Lone Rider as well. I don't know how to play Lone Rider. I don't even know how to commentate Lone Rider because his playstyle is so unique, but I would assume because of his mechanic of wanting to roll high, he would also benefit from a smaller map. Just in case he ever wants to run anybody over, he does have that option available to him on a smaller map more often than not. Syura does indeed find her second win. I guess I manifested that. So she'll be able to rush level 3. Poyo's looking for a victim. She fought Aru a couple times, but couldn't quite find the kill. Didn't roll quite high enough. As Syura indeed finds level 2 pretty quickly. Gets away from Poyo here. Aru is probably looking to roll low. What is with characters and having +1? Oh, you mean the flying red barrel characters? I think it's just the meme with those characters. Notably, Syura leveling up does disable Poyo's passive, so she's no longer a monster for a short time. It's why she decided not to fight Aru. Takes a level up herself instead. Lone Rider has a choice. He did roll high enough to trigger his passive, but how did you do that? Oh, because Sprint from Mystery triggered his passive. Okay, fair enough. We'll use said passive to fight a monster and does not quite find the kill, but it was worth the attempt. Syura's going to find her home panel immediately, get up to level 3. Does Syura benefit from level 3 very much? Beyond Hell is a level 1 hyper, so she can use her hyper straight at the gate. It does open up more battle card options if you're the kind of person who wants to use battle cards on Syura, I guess. Nothing too crazy though. I think Syura kind of has a similar power curve throughout the entire game as compared to somebody like Nico, who would spike at 3, or, you know, other characters who also spike at 3. Lone Rider joins the club, levels up to level 2. That does activate Poyo's passive. Which is a little scary. She's now a character once again, and Syura is right in front of her. Doesn't roll quite high enough to fight Syura, though. All of our players grouped up here on this little left corner. Aru rolls high, unfortunately puts herself in Poyo's sights. She does have a choice. She could either land on the draw panel, maybe she finds a card that helps her survive, but she's level 1, so that's probably not going to happen. Or start the fight with Poyo herself. Ooh, Poyo, yeah, does indeed take the fight with Aru. Who's easier to kill? Oh, wow, Aru evades the attack, and Poyo evades the retaliation. Who's easier to kill, Aru or Syura? Honestly, maybe Syura. I mean, Syura's got the +1 defense, though, so maybe Aru. Yeah. I don't know. That's actually a tough question. Syura has +1 defense, but she's only got 4 HP as compared to Aru, who has 5 HP, but she's got +2 evade. So I guess it's a matter of what do you value more, the defense or the evade. I would say Aru is still the easier person to kill because she's got the negative attack stat that Syura doesn't have. So it's less that she's easier to kill and more that she's less scary because of that negative attack stat. I don't know. We shall see. Play of the Gods summons a Holy Knight. Not really affected much in the way of combat potential. Nice evade. Slowly whittling down Aru. I see. Got some insight, some insider information. I received a note from my producer, and I tore it into shreds. I'm not reading it out loud. Poyo continuing to hunt down Aru. I was gonna comment on how this color scheme for Poyo is like, that's like the holo color scheme. And then it made me almost say holo out loud on accident. Aru is close to her own home. She, once landing on that own home, will get Poyo off her back because it will disable Poyo's passive once again. And speaking of disabling Poyo's passive, Lone Rider levels up to level 3 and does that very thing. Now, Upshift is a level 2 hyper, so he does have access to Upshift at this point already. Syura finds another kill on a monster. Amplify comes around, but doesn't really benefit anybody. Lone Rider's got plus attack, though. Aru gets up to level 2. Poyo fights her anyway, even without her passive active. Rolls high, but will not find the kill. And takes a level up herself, is up to level 3. That does open up access to Super Youth Time, which is kind of scary. Lone Rider plays the Upshift. If he rolls a 6 or higher, it does not quite make it. Rolls kind of low. Has the opportunity to battle the other characters anyway, though, even with the amplified attack. Rolls 3 against Aru, which is enough to kill her, and decides against fighting Poyo, deciding that she is at max HP. Will not take that fight. Finds the 1 kill and says, I'm satisfied, that's enough for me. Still has 2 stacks of passive, and is going to get 2 more from a repeated use of Upshift. Amplify is still out, gets his passive, has +2 attack. Will he use it to fight somebody? Does not, actually. Does not take a fight with +2 attack. Interesting choice. Moves away from everybody else. Syura on the drop panel, Fodere, what will she do? Rolling 9s. Moving fast. Lone Rider now up to maximum speed. Actually, he doesn't have a maximum speed. I'm just trying to be dramatic, but up to a very high speed. Charity comes through. Syura did not want to use any of her cards, so 1 will be discarded. She gets back up to max HP. Aru's still dead on the floor. And Poyo's fighting a monster. This is like the calm before the storm. It's like we're in the eye of the storm. Whenever, life when Poyo doesn't have passive, and it's the picture of the hyper-futuristic city. Oh, he does have a max. It's max 6. I'm learning things today. Once again, the commentator's booth is being rushed by the fans because he said a word wrong. I will probably sleep in the booth tonight and leave tomorrow so that I don't get jumped in the parking lot. Anyway, moral of the story, learn how to read. Moral of the story, Poyo's passive is disabled, so it's very calm, collected, and happy and free. Lone Rider's got the stacks, he's got the boosted passive. There's kind of a lull here, as Syura's got max HP, so she's kind of just chilling. Aru's permanently chilling. Poyo doesn't have passive. Lone Rider has 4 stacks, but he seems to be focused on resource gathering at the moment. Probably doesn't want to lose any of his stacks, unless a kill is basically guaranteed. The fox has ceased her hunt on the rabbit because her passive is not active. Now Lone Rider will take this fight with Aru because he did not have to sacrifice a stack to do it. Rolls a decent roll, but Aru's evade stat is just out of this world. Doesn't find a kill, but Lone Rider's prerogative has been made clear, has been made evident. Stacks above all else is what it seems. And then the Amplify comes through. Attack Amplify from Syura will aid her in killing another monster. Attack Amplify from Aru is probably going to do nothing. She's still 3 stars away from being able to hit level 3. Aru. 3 stars Aru. Decides to just go maximum distance. Put some space between her and Poyo. Poyo rolling low. Evade Amplify for Poyo. Doesn't really do anything for her. She evades the monster's attack, but I still stand by what I said. A 7 from Lone Rider does mean he can fight Aru, but his own HP is so low that nothing is worth the risk. Holds off on doing so. Players this time around are a lot more passive than the last game I commentated. For sure. For real. On God, no cap. No kizzy. Another draw from Aru. As soon as Aru gets a hyper and she starts chaining hypers and starts making the big bucks, we're going to be seeing a lot of star influx here. Poyo levels us up to level 4, meaning boss will spawn soon. And there he is. Also means that Poyo's passive is now activated. Wild Friends played by Syura. Honestly, probably just a monster that's going to get killed by Poyo immediately. But speaking of immediately, Syura levels up to level 4 and disables Poyo passive. So, there you go. The beast has been quelled for now. Nice jingle. Do you take the treasure chest or the board position? Takes the treasure chest. Nice jingle procs on a 1 roll. That kind of stinks, but you got the treasure chest, so. That's what matters. First player to break 100 stars. Lone Rider lands on another home, not having to sacrifice a stack to do so, up to 4 HP. We'll see if that's enough HP for him to finally be ready to fight other players or not, since he's been avoiding doing so up to this point. Maybe he's just chilling. Maybe fighting players is not his prerogative. We'll see, though. We'll see how the game develops. Speaking of fighting players, Syura starts a fight with Aru. Probably looking for, because I believe this is a star panel. Ooh, attack retreat by Aru. Interesting. Looking for an easy way to damage down, maybe 1 or 2 damage to set yourself up for a potential stat boost from Hyper. We'll see. But the attack retreat does prevent any damage from being dealt either way. Trap card placed on the home of Syura by Lone Rider as he levels up to level 4, joining the other players at their level 4 podiums, and still not having to sacrifice any stacks to do it. Poyo trying really hard to kill this Robo-Ball for the points. For the love of the game. Full burst? Did she find a hyper? Does find a hyper, which, by the way, that's pretty good synergy. Full burst into hyper means she'll discard her cards before playing hyper and generate even more stars. So we'll see if Present for You managed to generate itself or not. Poyo lands, levels up to level 5, gets the home panel, gets the theme music, gets the passive active. We're starting to get at the point of the game where level ups become a lot more spread out, a lot less occur. Ooh, Lone Rider sacrifices a stack here to fight Syura. I assume this is to land on the home panel. He's not quite ready. Ooh. Ooh. Finds a low roll, but Big Magnum played by Syura is going to increase her attack stat. It's not enough. Not enough to matter, but just a trade there of 1 and 1, which Lone Rider immediately heals up. Poyo finally gets that Robo-Ball kill. No profit from it other than a single win, but a single win can do a lot when you're at fear of being rotated out. High roll from Lone Rider. He's got options. He's got a lot of options. Lands on the... Ooh, draws sevens. Sevens, now notably, no matter how much of a sevens denier you are, you have to come to terms with the fact that sevens can proc Lone Rider's passive without any other modifiers, which is something that normally Lone Rider, you know, needs his hyper to be able to proc his passive, but sevens can do it without his hyper. Syura starts to fight with Poyo. Trades for 1-for-1. Aru, I guess Aru landed on a flamethrower, lost all of her cards. Shucks. Lots of drop panels going around these days. Let's take a step back to look at where everybody is. Oh wow, Rebellion played by Lone Rider. That means he's gonna have boosted stats when fighting. Poyo rolls the perfect number to not have to sacrifice a stack to be able to have to fight Poyo. Granted, rolled a 6, so doesn't get the Lonely Road passive buff. So he's not at full strength for this. But it's still very strong with Rebellion. Rolls a 9 even, so that's pretty much a guaranteed death. It wasn't 100% guaranteed death, but it was a very strong hit for sure. Passionate research from Syura finds nothing. Lone Rider up to 144 stars, still level 4. Poyo's our only player here at level 5. All 3 other players are at level 4. They're not far behind. Everybody is now, well, except for Aru, is able to be up at level 5 at a moment's notice. Aru is not. She would need, you know, like another hyper probably. Although, honestly, as Aru, you probably hate that Charity is one of the regular field events in this match, because Charity means it's filling up a lot of card slots that you could otherwise use to profit from. It's unfortunate. Full burst into Nice Present from Lone Rider, shuffling his hand around. We'll see if we got anything good in a bit. First boss encounter comes to us from Aru, who narrowly scrapes by the skin of her teeth, which is a crazy phrase. Like, why is that an idiom? Anyway, our second play of the game into Holy Knight of the game. Crazy sentence, but it happens. Lone Rider sacrifices a stack in order to level up to level 5. Still at 2 stacks. Still upshifting the hell out of it. I don't know where Sevens went, at what point he lost Sevens, but it happened, and I missed it. Syura, with a massive swing, brings Lone Rider down to 1 HP and levels up to level 5 herself. Lone Rider now with a target on his back. He does have that +2 movement, so it's going to be difficult to catch up to him, but we'll see how that shakes out. Aru also at low HP. Oh, full burst discard? Oh. Sacrilegious, I see. Poyo's up. As soon as Aru levels up one more time, Poyo is at activated passive for the rest of the game. Syura finds a boss panel, though. This is kind of worrisome for somebody who's as close to winning as she is, especially when the boss rolls a 9 and just takes her out. Lone Rider now, not the only character in the running for the win. Poyo, who's the next highest character, is 50 stars behind, so Lone Rider's got the best shot. The heightened movement means he will be able to avoid his enemies better. Not rolling like that he won't, because he has to park behind Poyo to avoid that. Confusion in Charity on the same turn are really cringe. That just sucks. Lone Rider rolls high. He has the opportunity to fight Aru. Aru's low HP, but so is he. He has to make a decision here. He might just... Oh, he goes for the fight with a boosted defense. He probably won't die, but Poyo's right behind him. This is going to be an interesting couple of turns here. Do we have any battle cards on either side of this battle? We do. Excel Hyper played by Aru means if she doesn't die, which she won't because Lone Rider rolled a 1, Excel Hyper 7 coming in. Heightened defense is not enough to keep him alive as Aru takes the kill. Now Poyo has a choice here. She is looking down the barrel at a 2 HP Aru. Aru doesn't have the capability of defending herself, but rolls a 1, lands on the home panel, which activates Poyo's passive. Now she's really thinking about it, plays the Super Youth Time, rolls not high enough to reach Aru. Just barely not high enough, but she has the Youth Time for boss, rolls low into the boss as well, and this is a very disappointing Youth Time for Poyo. Unfortunate. Aru now sitting pretty, took the risk. Well, it wasn't a risk, she didn't have any choice in the matter, rolled a 1. But Poyo, with passive now active, is going to be hunting her down, but she's got 180 stars. Bonus is up to 9 stars at this point. It's only going to take 2 turns. Even less so if she chooses to land on this bonus panel, which of course you will. Aru now is poised to just take this. 2 stars, will have match point at the start of next turn and only 2 panels away from her home. Sitting pretty in the city. Unless Poyo has a card in hand that will shake things up, and unless Syura has a card in hand that will shake things up. Poyo's got nothing. Lone Rider gets awake, but he's not going to have a say in this game for much longer. Syura rolls a 1, and Aru takes it. Very close game. All players at level 5, but Aru is the ultimate victor from that Lone Rider kill. Shucks, man.